Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Back to You podcast. I am your host, Lily Riley, and today we are going to have a very honest conversation about change. And this was something that I talked about with my community this week. And there is a difference between what you say you want and who you actually are. And the space between those two is why change does not happen in your life. And I want to offer this by saying this is going to be a radically honest conversation to reflect where you are not showing up in who you say you want to be. And in knowing that it is no fault of your own. Everything that you do, your thoughts, your feelings, behaviors are all a byproduct of who you believe you are, not who you think you are, who you believe you are at a subconscious level. Everybody wants change. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants a loving relationship. Everybody wants vitality. But here's the thing, wanting it, desiring it, thinking you want it are very different than taking aligned action and taking the aligned action that is required to make that actually manifest in your life, create that in your life. So many people say they want to make money. They want to start the business. They want the relationship. They want good health. But their actions show that they don't believe that, one, that they're worthy of it, or two, that they actually give a fuck about actually doing that. That's the honest truth. Because belief is not what you desire. Belief is not what you desire. Belief are a compilation of the aligned actions you take based on desire that you have. And belief and true desire, not what the conscious desires, but the subconscious desire is. We don't rise to the desires of our mind. We fall to the needs of our subconscious. That is why everything in my business program, in my energetics program, everything is based around the subconscious and identity work. Because you can have all the fucking strategy. There's plenty of strategy. Like, you don't need more strategy. You could go on ChatGPT and search all of this stuff up. And many of you guys who have started to want to build a business, you've wanted to start something. How many times have you gone into ChatGPT and written, give me a content plan, give me a business plan, whatever you type in there, and it gives you some type of list of whatever that is. Strategy doesn't fucking matter if identity does not change, because you cannot slam strategy on unlimited self. That's why, not even with business, let's even talk about health and wellness. How many of you have started the most perfect workout plan? You're like, okay, I'm going to train 3 days a week. I'm going to do 45 minutes. I'm going to do full body, blah, 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 this split, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to eat this, that. How long did it last? How long did it really last until you found yourself at that beginning state where you're like, fuck, okay, all right, that didn't work. Let me try a new diet. Let me try a new workout plan. Let me try X. You're still operating from a maladaptive operating system. It only gets you so far, because for sure you can push through. You can for sure push through. There are the David Goggins of the world that do that, but it doesn't have to be like that. I'm not saying we don't have to work hard. There's not grit that's involved. Yes, that is a piece for sure. That's part of being a human being. I totally believe, but that's not what gets you there. You don't have to suffer to get there. I really don't think you have to suffer. I think actually the more we believe we have to suffer, the more that we will suffer. And that's just a byproduct of that belief that things can't be easy for you. Why would it be easy for you? It's easy for other people. Why would it be easy for you? Because it's the identity of the belief that you don't think you're good enough, that you're not worthy enough, that you have to do it all by yourself, whatever it might be. And how's that been working out for you? It's like, why do you think a new strategy is going to help change the old operating system? It's fucking not. It's literally not. And for sure, like I said, you can push through, but you're really going to grit it for the rest of your life. What do you think is going to happen to your body? Why do you think people have chronic illness in their 50s and 60s? Why do you think that is so common? Because we're running in fight or flight, trying to push ourselves through grit, through pushing through these beliefs. I would rather you change the belief of who you are. If you believe making money is hard, it's always going to feel hard for you. Even if you make as much money as you think you want, you'll make that money and it'll still feel like you never have enough. Promise you. If you think losing weight is hard, it doesn't matter if you lose the weight. Your idea of maintaining that body, maintaining that lifestyle will always feel hard, or you will maintain it and you'll be right on to the next thing of what's fucking wrong with you. And if you're a woman, right? Like, how many of you have gotten your lips done, gotten Botox, and you're still like, oh my God, I fucking hate my skin. I hate my, like, it never ends. It's not about the thing you think it's about. It's not. It's not about the fucking strategy that you think it's about. I'm not saying those things don't help. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm saying that it's not a solution. If you think any solution for this internal problem is outside of you, you're looking in the wrong place. And your beliefs are what drive your life. They drive everything they drive everything that you do, your thoughts, your feelings, behaviors, everything. And if you want to know what you really believe about yourself, have the honesty to look at every outcome of your life right now. Not what you say you want, what's actually currently happening right now. That shows you the belief of who you are. And until you change that belief, everything else is just a Band-Aid. And I'm not saying that they're not helpful, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't do those things. But what I'm saying is I would rather you change the foundation of who you are. Remove the idea of who you believed you've had to be, the maladaptive self that has not served you, that has left you feeling like no matter what you do, it's never enough. No matter what you achieve, you never get there. The goalpost is always moving. As long as you believe that, it will perpetuate in your life. You can say you want to start the business. Let's start with that. You can say you want to start the business. How long have you had this idea to start it? Well, I just need this, that. Okay, have you even put your offer out there? Have you put content talking about it? Have you reached out to people? Have you taken action towards actually starting that? Are you still in this? Oh, no, but yeah, it's an excuse. I've been there. It's an excuse. You're afraid of failing. You're afraid of the world seeing you putting something out there and you failing. That's what you're afraid of. No strategy is going to solve or heal that problem. You think once you have once I'm clear on the client and I have the plan and I know exactly, then I'll feel safe. How's that worked before? And I bet you're probably like, no, but I promise you, if I have it, then I will feel that way. I'm not saying that clarity doesn't help. You need clarity in business. But let's make the very important distinction that has nothing to do with your self-worth or your belief in yourself. Because of course you need all those things. But if you don't have belief in yourself, that you're worthy of receiving money, if you're worthy of receiving clients, if you believe what you have to share is good enough for people to listen to you, strategy means jack shit. It means jack shit. That doesn't mean that you can't take action. But a powerful place to take action is when you move through and you get honest and you get clear about the beliefs that are really running your life. Look at your money. Look at your relationship to money. Look at your wealth overall. Wealth is a state of being. And if you've siphoned it down to money, you've completely lost the plot. Nothing to do with wealth. The money is just a byproduct of your state of wealth. So that gives you a really good or a really good indicator, rather, of your relationship to your state of wealth. Also, how does it feel when you receive money? How much money do you actually want to make without trying to say, oh, I just want to be comfortable? I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear the excuse of, well, I just want to make enough that I'm comfortable. Do you say that with your health? Do you say that with your health? No, I just want to wake out of bed and be able to walk out of my door just so I can get to the store and do the things that I want to do. No, I don't want a deep, loving relationship. I just want to make sure that someone's there and I just know that I have a partner and they just like do the bare minimum. No, you deserve to be rich as fuck. You deserve to be vital as fuck. You deserve a deep, loving, spiritual relationship, partnership, union. Look at how you talk about the things in your life. Look even what happened in your body when I even called that out. Like, how much money do you really want to make? And if you don't know, you're closed off to it. I know how much money I want to make. I'm not saying that I'm also not working through expansion. We're all working through expansion. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. But to look at the things in my life and see where they cause me to close, see where they cause contraction, see also how the way that I need things to be for me to feel relaxed, for me to feel open, for me to feel safe, for me to feel peace, it's all telling you your belief. It's not about what you desire. It's about the aligned actions you take because of your desire and shortening that time. All of this comes down to the belief of who you are and who you believe you aren't. That's what it all comes down to. To live a life where it is slow, where you create the impact, you create the income, you create the freedom that you actually desire, that is your birthright. It all comes down to who you believe you are, not who you say you want to be. Because the outcomes of your life are going to show you who you really believe you are. So that's where I'm leaving it today. Just a little bomb drop, moment of honesty, direct love with all the compassion in the world, and knowing that if you have created these beliefs, you can also create new ones. You are creating in every single goddamn moment. And until you can take ownership and have the honesty to look at where you are at and not blame things outside of you. I'm not saying that things didn't happen. But until you can take that full ownership within yourself, nothing is going to change. So I say this with the deepest love and compassion. You fucking got this. Go and create your life. Go get radically honest with yourself. And get clear about who you really are. Start to really know yourself. Know what you actually believe so you can start working and getting to the core and start changing that so you can change your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your fucking life. The one life you get to be you. And you can enjoy your time here. So I'm out. I love you guys dearly, and I'll catch you on the next one.